Traditional media in the digital age. Let us welcome the Executive Director of the Jesuits Communications Philippines. He is also a writer, TV host, radio host at Radio Veritas and Radio Katipunan. Let us all welcome Father Nono Alfonso.
Video po muna, video. Video nitong camera.
In the heart of the tangers, let us see each other. Where the National Catholic Social Communications
Video po
Convention
nitong
calls
camera
us
ng
from the
laptop.
5th to the 8th of August.
May audio po ba?
Good afternoon! Vivan los Filipinos! Ba, alae. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. I'm Father Nono Alfonso and I represent Jesuit Communications. Yung pong nakita ninyo, yan po ang mga pinagkagawa namin, mga kabulastugan namin for the last 3 decades. I've been a JESCOM director for the last 16 years. And I was asked, the task that was given to me was to share about this new journey that we are all in. The journey towards the new normal. Okay? Transitioning to the new normal. Of course, the new normal is the digital media, new media. So in other words, mga kapatid, okay, I will just be sharing with you the story of Jesuit Communications. Hindi po tayo magiging technical, theoretical, academic for this afternoon. I only have 1 hour because the number 1 rule in communications is, gising, makakain na kayo eh. Show, do not tell. So, let's begin. I have 4 parts for my presentation, for my story, the story of JESCOM. So, the first part is grappling with the inevitable, the new normal. And thank God for the pandemic. Yung mga ayaw pa po sa ating mag-transition into digital media na pilitan, and we are blessed because of that. But we knew in the year 2000, the last 2 decades, that this is inevitable. we need to face this challenge. The church is always facing challenges bravely. So this is just one of the challenges we're facing. The new media, the digital media. But let's start with some figures. Sabi po ni Pope Francis, one of the four tenets, four philosophical tenets that he believes in is reality is greater than ideas. What's the reality out there? I'm not sure if the speakers before me have covered this, but how does the world, how does the media environment look outside? Okay, so ito po ang pinaka-latest. Pwede nyo pong i-google yan, ano? It's Googleable. Okay? So, ang total population natin, let's start from this side, is 118.2 million as of January 2024. Okay? Ilan ang merong cellular phones? Sabi po nitong survey institute na ito, 117.4 million, which is 99.3% of the total population. They have cellular phones. Ang iba nga sa atin, tatlo pa ang cellular phones. Merong pang personal, merong pang work-related. Okay? Mayaman si Father. Okay? And internet. Sino ang mga gumagamit ng internet? Ang galing po ng Pinoy. No? 86.98, yung pong ikatlong figure dyan, sabi, gumagamit ng internet. That's 73.6% of Filipinos using the internet. Again, as of January 2024. And finally, who are engaged in social media? Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. 86.75 million Filipinos are engaged in social media. That is 73.4% of Pinoys. So those are the numbers, my dear friends. They tell us or challenge us about our work in evangelization. Ito po, isa pang statistics, set of statistics. 98.7% of Filipinos are using the internet through a mobile phone. Okay? Mobile phone. Pangalawa, 88.9% use the internet via a laptop, a desktop, or tablet. So that says a lot, no? Can afford na ang mga tao. May mga cheaper, of course, than Apple, etc. But they have access to computers. Again, 95.5%, the third figure there, use social media. 85.5%, yung pong mga gumagawa ng shows katulad ng TV Maria. Okay? 85.5% watch linear and broadcast TV. 85.5%. That's almost complete. At yung mga mahilig sa Netflix and other streaming platforms, 75.1%. Okay? Eto, interesante po, no? Lalo-lalo na sa mga those who are involved in news gathering and news broadcast like Radio Veritas. 54.2%, ito pong figure dito sa baba, ang nagsasabi they read online press content. I saw Monsignor Pepe Quitorio, for example, ano? I-advertise na natin. Nasaan si Monsignor Pepe? I-advertise na natin. Meron po si Monsignor Pepe Press One. That's his online news. So 54.2%. Get their news from online, from digital platforms. That should say a lot. Pangalawa, 53.8% na lamang ang nagbabasa ng physical newspapers. That's why if you notice, I used to write for the Philippine Daily Inquirer. Ang nipis-nipis na po ng Inquirer ngayon. Hirap na kami makasingit. We contribute a column before. Hirap na kami makasingit kasi ang nipis-nipis na. So, and again, it says a lot about the media environment that we have to embrace. Ilan ang nakikinig sa radyo? Sabi po dito, 63.2% listen to broadcast radio. Ilan ang nakikinig ng music, okay? Through streaming services like Spotify, 69.8%. No? And JESCOM is surviving. As you know, we are into music. We have composers like Ontiveros, Manoling Francisco, Father Ernel Aquino. We are surviving this digital age because of our music content, which are available sa Spotify and so on, Deezer and so on and so forth. So because 69.8% listen to music through online services or platforms. And finally, podcasts. O mga pare, mahilig tayong mag-lecture, mag-talk, mag-sermon. You can gather all of that and transform it into podcasts. 61.1% of Pinoys are now listening to podcasts. Akala natin, walang nakikinig, meron na po. Habang sila ay nasa traffic, habang sila ay nagda-drive, habang sila ay naghihintay sa ospital o kung saan man, nakikinig sila ng mga lectures through podcasts. This is the new normal, my dear friends. This is very recent. Last June, part of our strategic planning at JESCOM, we invited Kantar Media. Okay? So, yan po ang pinakita nila sa amin. Very telling also. So, ito pong nandito sa upper left box, yan yung usage gone up, pero lower penetration. Okay? So, nandiyan pa ang podcasts at online streaming radio. Sa baba, usage gone down, lower penetration. Ano yun? Magazines. Bumagsak ng mga nagbabasa ng mga magazines, ng newspaper, at eto po, cinemas. I say Mass every Sunday sa Santa Lucia, so I get to monitor the theaters. Wala nang nanonood ng sine kasi the new business model now is Netflix and the other streaming platforms. Okay? So, wala na pong nanonood ng sine. Even yung mga big Hollywood films. Like ngayon, showing ngayon yung Wolverine versus, sino na nga yun? Aba, alam ni na Father. So, violent yun, Father. So anyway, kahit that's a Hollywood film and in the US, it's very big, okay? Dito po sa atin, dahil mahal, 350 ang pinakamurang ticket, wala nang nanonood, naghihintay na lang sa Netflix. Okay? Doon po ang dapat nating puntahan. Usage gone up and high penetration. And sabi po nila, nangyari ito because of the pandemic also. Online videos is one. Internet surfing, social network, websites, instant messaging systems and apps, TV on demand, streaming, email, etc. So yun po ang pinakamarami raw. So if we want our shows to be patronized, to be seen, to be used, yun po ang kailangan nating puntahan. Okay? So that's one of their statistics. The last one from Kantar Media. Ang mga nanonood ng TV, meron pa rin nanonood. Pero as you can see, from 2019 to 2022, bumababa na from 94% to 89% of Pinoy. Ang mga, ang talon, ang grabe ng talon, yung second figure po, ang gumagamit ng digital, 59% in 2019 because of the pandemic. The figure jumped into 76%. Okay? Radio is safe. No? Nakakapagtaka po ito. Okay? Because it's, sabi sa akin ni Marilu Diaz Abaya, Marilu, of course, very respected movie director of the industry. She was one of our board of directors sa GESCOM. And ang bili niya bago siya namatay, no, wag mong pababayaan ang radyo. Because it's the masses media, no? Or medium. So steady lang po ang radyo kasi it's the cheapest for the masa. No? So from 2019, it's 59%. 2022, 58%. So safe ang radyo. Hindi masyadong nagbabago. Okay? Again, some figures that you will be hopefully interested in. Hindi ko na po ito na-update. Top 10 social media sites in 2022. Just to give you an idea, this is global, what the world out there, not in the church, not our congregations. Just to give you an idea, I'm not saying that we should be doing all of these, but just to tickle your mind, ano yung mga pinipatronize ng mga tao? No? So, Facebook, 2.9 billion users, or 36.9% of the world's population. 1/3. It's almost a continent. 1/3 of the population of the world are using Facebook. YouTube as well, same, almost the same figure, 2.2 billion. WhatsApp is 2 billion, Instagram is 2 billion, Facebook, Messenger, 1.3 billion, WeChat, 1.26 billion, TikTok, 1 billion, and so on and so forth. I have a point here, my dear friends. Okay? We talk about influencers. We ask ourselves, dear friends, if we want to influence not just our congregation, are we connecting with all these populations? They are 1/3 of the world's population. Are we interested at all to connect with them and influence them? Jesus, our Lord, went from one village to another. Okay? He was the shepherd in search of the lost sheep. The new evangelization of Pope Benedict XVI identified that our target audience is not just the church within, but those who are lapsed Catholics and the world that has gone secular. These are the corporations that are controlling the world now. If you think about it, my dear friends, yung pong top 10 na mga pinakamayayaman sa mundo ngayon, leaders of these corporations, Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, sila po ang nagdidictate ng agenda ng mundo. these global telecommunication companies. But the irony is, or the unfortunate happening, however, my dear friends, is in the 1960s, we had Vatican II. Hindi pa ipinapanganak doon itong mga founder na ito, sina Steve Jobs, etc. And in the 1960s, bless our council fathers, they already identified that media is the way to go. That media can influence the world. That media is a tool that we must engage in. We were ahead. Ang problema lang po sa ating simbahan, we have to admit, we're very good at prophecy. We're very good at theories, at doctrines. What about the implementation? We were ahead of all of these. But now we are lagging behind. We have to admit that we are lagging behind. Kung hindi pa nga po sa mga kaibigan kong mga pari sa mga dioceses sa Manila, kung hindi pa nagka-pandemic, hindi pa papayagan ni Bishop na mag-online media yung parokya, no? But in the 1960s, the council fathers say that each diocese should have a media, social communications desk. And every seminary has to include in its curriculum media formation. So, there you are. Okay? I do not want to flagellate ourselves, but that's the reality, that's the truth. And that's why we are so happy that our Bishop Maralit po is really engaged in this kind of work because we are truly lagging behind. Look at this. Nasaan ang simbahan sa mga ito? We're a far second. Nilagay ko na lang po second para naman masayahan tayo. Pero in 2022, we surveyed ano yung mga, globally hindi dito sa Pilipinas, ano yung mga produkto ng simbahan, media shows, that at least are engaging the digital media. Ang layo po. Sa YouTube, ang pinakamarami, ang Ascension Fathers. With, by now, it's 1 million subscribers. Diba, yung mga artista, no, matagal nang nag 1 million. Yung mga artista po natin dito, what's her name? Si Anne, yung mahilig kumanta, na ayaw sa kanya ng mga kanta. She's the #1 influencer, celebrity influencer, with hundred of millions followers. Itong Ascension, 1 million pa lang sa YouTube. EWTN, nandito po si Ka Edwin, sa YouTube, umabot na rin ito sa 1 million. Bishop Robert Barron, the new Bishop or Archbishop Cardinal Fulton Sheen, is 500,000 lang sa YouTube. Pints with Aquinas, yan ang sumusunod, 300,000. And so on and so forth. Sa Twitter or sa X, ang pinakamarami is no other than the Pope. Pope Francis, 19 million followers. No? Yung kanyang account is @Pontifex. Sa Instagram, buti na lang, nandyan si Pope Francis, 8.9 million followers. Siya rin ang pinakamaraming may Catholic content. So we are a far second. It is therefore a challenge for us, okay, to engage with the world through social media. Simple lang. Why should we be engaging in digital media? Nandoon ang karamihan sa mundo ngayon, it is not even just a tool for them, but a way of life. It's already a way of life. Aminin nyo na po mga kapatid, it's also your way of life. Sino dito ang natutulog nakatabi ang cellphone? Mamin, aminin, it's a way of life. It's not just a tool for you. Meron pa tayong mga health gadget. Katulad nito, niregalo lang to, ha? Ba? Meron mga tayong health. It's already a way of life. It's not just a tool for communications. That's why most of the world that we want to preach to, naririyan. And therefore, we also go to Galilee or Jerusalem, where the people are. And most especially, the youth are there. Ako po, digital migrant ako. I have to admit that. And napipilitan ako mag-engage dito because the youth are there. The future of the church and the future of the world are, of course, the youth. So we have, therefore, to engage social media. Okay? So, some hit makers, ito yung sasabihin ko sana, no, sa Facebook, ang pinakamarami, of course, the app itself. Pero ang pangalawa, with 153 million followers in 2022, isang football player, si Cristiano Ronaldo. Kung may magaling po kayong madre na magaling mag-football, let's film her. Okay, followed by a comedian, Mr. Bean, with 132 million. Sa YouTube, Indian music video channel with 225 million subscribers. Sa Instagram, si Ronaldo uli, Cristiano Ronaldo, with 491 million followers in 2022. Okay. So, nagre-recruit nga po kami mga eswita ng ng mga artista. Twitter, Obama has the biggest number of following with 133 million. TikTok, at Kabi.Lame with 151 million followers. Wala pong mga 100 million ang average ng mga ito, walang nakaabot sa atin. Okay? And just to wrap up, what's the appeal of the new? It's instantaneous. Diba? Everyone, dati naabutan ko po nung high school kami, isa sa exercise namin sa English, kailangan mo maghanap ng pen pal sa Youngster magazine. Tama ba yun? Youngster ba yun? Pen pal, susulatan mo, may pen pal ako sa France. Inaabot kami ng 3 buwan bago magkasagutan, But now it's instantaneous. Okay? Isang text lang in seconds. It's very accessible. Okay? Nasa kamay mo lang. It's cheap. Okay? TikTok is very cheap. It's interactive. The producer can interact, engage with his followers, okay? His audience. And the audience, in fact, demands feedback or response from the producers. Kailangan short lamang. Many of these social media platforms require short content. Creative, because sa sobrang dami po ng content, like YouTube, for example, more than 1 billion na ang na-produce or na-upload na videos. Imagine that. More than 1 billion of videos are available. Hindi nyo mapapanood yun in your lifetime. So you have to be creative para mapansin. Democratic, kahit sino, pwedeng gumawa ng content, and the reach is wide and far. Okay, you're here in the Philippines. If your content is very creative, very interesting, okay, you will have audiences beyond the Philippine shores. So that's the appeal of the new. Okay? Okay, let me tell you about JESCOM's experience. Many of us struggle with this in the decade 2000s to 2010, di ba? I'm also the secretary for the social communications of the Jesuits in Asia Pacific. At marami po sa amin no nag-fold. They folded, especially the publishing communications institutes. Sa Indonesia, for example, we have a 100-year-old publication. Okay? They publish newspapers, magazines, and they're folding up. Lugi na. Okay? Because of digital media. Sa Australia, yung magazines nila, yung mga eswita namin, yung mga magazines nila, this year they have decided to close shop. Okay? So I'm sure many of you went through this. And not just the church. Okay? Kami po, for example, we work with Universal Studios and we also work with Star Music, yung pong recording company ng ABS-CBN. Okay? Lahat nahirapan. Yung pong karibal namin sa music, Praise and Worship, the company, and it was so huge. Okay? Sikat doon si Don Moen, di ba? Number 1 artist nila si Don Moen. Give thanks to the... alam nyo na yun. Anyway, they folded up. Nung namatay yung owner, hindi na kaya ng isustain ng mga anak, they folded up. Okay? So marami po. So the challenge, and you have to hear the stories, our stories, how we faced this challenge. Because many survived as well. JESCOM is surviving, and you can say even thriving. Here is an eye-opener for us. Look, ito po, tingnan nyo, no? Nung makita ko ito, the figure starts at 2008, 2005, na-imbento ang YouTube and Facebook. Diba? And because of these social media platforms, yan pong bar na yan yung mga physical products namin. Tiba-tiba kami yan. CD, DVD, tingnan mo, in 2008, we were earning 9 million, almost 9 million, from the sale of our CDs, DVDs, music, and videos. Yung Catechism ni Cardinal Chito Tagle, our Lenten shows, nabibenta, 9 million. But look at the steady decline through the years. Okay? Kanina kausap ko si sister sa ng Pauline, ano? Nagbebenta sila ng mga encyclical. Hindi ko na sinabi kay sister, hindi niya naman ako maririnig, di ba? Sabi niya, nabasa mo na ba yung Dignitatis Humani? Sabi ko, opo, sister. Okay, meron ka ng kopya. Dinownload ko lang, sister. But that's it. Okay? Before, bumibili talaga ako sa St. Paul's. Ano? Pero ngayon, you can download the encyclicals. So why should I buy from sister? Unless, of course, loyal tayo. No? Ayan si sister, sumilip. Sister. So anyway, there's a steady decline for the traditional media products. Okay? And mabuti na lang, we woke up to this reality and started adjusting. No? Meron pong bata sa amin, yung mga bata sa amin, Father, mag-digital media na tayo, mag-social media na tayo. Sabi ko, fad lang yan. Para akong di ba? Tulad ng maraming mga obispo, fad lang yan. Hindi yan mauuso. Okay? But the steady decline tells a very dark story. No? Kaya nagsasarahan. But we were able to adjust. By 2016, we were already engaged in digital media products, Spotify, iTunes, and so on and so forth. Okay? So, I don't know your stories, but I'm sure your institutes went through this as well. So, ito po yung storya namin. Paano kaming natuto. Number one, nauna po kami. Number one, nauna po kami dito. I'm proud to say this. Yung mga text services, kasi po meron kaming, nandito ang isang estudyante, meron kaming mga taga-Savior School, very entrepreneurial sila. They offered us this text service. So, ang ginagawa po, magte-text ka lang sa Globe, sa Smart, sa cellphone lang hindi pa uso nun ng smartphones, pero you can get the Bible passage of the day, you can be prayed for, okay? May Tagalog, may English. Kung kailangan mo ng payo or advice, you just text about your problem at may sumasagot. Diba? Sa amin, yung provincial namin ngayon, isa siya sa mga sumasagot doon nung seminarista na kami. And then, may donation. Okay? Give 10 pesos, give 20 pesos, give 50 pesos, or give 100 pesos. Maliit lang. You can just text 2346, give 10 to 2346 if Globe, at mapapadala na kami ng 10 pesos. Okay? Actually, hindi 10 pesos. 1 centavo lang. Dahil yung mga developers, sila yung tiba-tiba. But okay lang. No? We learned from this that it's an economy of scale. Correct? The more subscribe to you, the better. No? The more income. So, would you believe that during this time, we were earning 500,000 every month just for this text service? 500,000. So it was funding some of our shows. Okay? So this was a learning point for us at Jesuit Communications. In other words, may potential palang kumita. Maraming mga kaparian nagkwento sa akin. Pasensya na yung mga pari dito pero this is plus point for us. Sabi na ng obispo nila. Ibalik na natin ang mga Katoliko sa simbahan. Tama na yung mga online mass. Tapos na ang pandemic. Sabi raw ni Bishop or Archbishop. Tapos sabi ni Father X, Archbishop, can I have a word with you? Yes, son. Archbishop, kumikita po tayo ng malaki sa donation. In fact, meron pong isang, hindi ko lang mapangalanan, meron pong isang pare, he was so entrepreneurial during the pandemic, he was able to build a chapel from the donations. So, in other words, yung natutunan namin in 2016, okay, natutunan because of the pandemic ng marami sa atin sa simbahan. You can earn from this. So tama ang mga Chinese, na when a problem, because when digital media emerged, it was treated as a problem, as a crisis by many of us in the church. But as the Chinese would tell us, a problem also offer opportunities. Correct? Yes. So may opportunity. Okay? So it's not all darkness. Second, so ito na po yung mga namin this is how we learn. Second, nag-away-away kami sa Jesuit Communications. We had Bishop Chito Tagle. He was just the Bishop of Imus at that time, but he started with us yung kanyang media career. Nag-start po sa amin sa JESCOM. So sabi namin, let's have a Sunday show with the bishop. Ang pinag-awayan namin, should it be in Tagalog or English? Ha? Should it be in Tagalog or English? And my instinct at that time was English. Because we want to reach out beyond the Philippines. Pero yung creative director namin, Tagalog dapat kasi kailangan nating makakonect sa masa. Sabi ko, marami nang nagmimisa or may Sunday show na Tagalog. What about yung mga nasa US na mga Pinoy? Anyway, the lesson here is we were able to broaden our audience because we decided it is in English. This is one of our success stories, my dear friends. Even now, since we started, I think 20 years ago with the word exposed, I never spent a centavo for the show of the Cardinal. Donations from here and abroad just came in and supported the program. Okay? So, well, magaling din naman kasi si Cardinal, ano? Magaling ba? Kayo, Porque nasa Roma na, nakalimutan nyo na. So, broaden your audience. That's what we learned from this, from our project. Okay? And that is what's happening, okay, with social media. So, kailangan pong strategize ninyo. Ang tatargetin nyo ba ay yung dito lang sa Pilipinas? Or you want a global audience? Then language matters and many other things. Another teaching moment for us, meron po kaming programa ni Sister Bubbles sa DZMM. And DZMM was the first to experiment on teleradyo. No? Si Peter Musngi po ang nag-eksperimento nito. So radio was placed on another media platform, which was teleradyo. TV rin siya. Dati po, ayaw nung mga, ng mga DZMM anchors. Diba? Merong isa doon, sikat na sikat, hindi ko napapangalanan. Diba? Nung nagsimula ang teleradyo, nakahood talaga siya, ayaw magpakita ng pagmumuka. Hindi rin kasi kagwapuhan, totoo. Pero ayaw niya talagang magpakita ng mukha niya, no? Because sabi niya, diba, he was traditionally taught, diba, the magic of radio is the voice. Kung kaboses nyo si Father Roy Belen ng Radio Veritas, di ba? Why not? Diba? So, nagre-resist siya. But, of course, it's one of the success stories of ABS-CBN. And many followed suit. Nag-teleradyo na. What did we learn from here? Go multimedia platforms. When you produce a show, you don't have to be limited. No? Your show doesn't have to be shown only on TV. Okay? You can show it sa YouTube and other media platforms. Natutunan po namin yan because of our engagement with DZMM. Okay? Next, another teaching moment for us is nagkaroon po kami ng sariling radio station. Okay? Marami sa atin merong diocesan or parish station. Kami po wala, So, but this is just for the Ateneo, the Manila, the community, Radyo Katipunan. But of course, what we wanted to do here is to serve our community. Okay? Again, may nakadebate ako ditong Jesuita. No? Sabi ng Jesuita, dapat Tagalog ang ating medium para marami tayong maabot. Sabi ko, but this is for the Ateneo. The Ateneo, mga Englishero, Mga buwisit na mga Englishero, mga Atenero. Okay? Ngayon po nagtatagalog na kami. So anyway, but we started in English. Okay, may mga tinista dito, baka hindi ako makalabas ng buhay. So anyway, but what did we learn from this? Which will serve many of us, I'm sure, was served by this insight. No? Okay, community. Okay, build community. Look for your tribe, sabi nga nila, no? So again, we learn from this. Ngayon po, may debate, may ongoing debate dito. Ngayon, ano? We talk about influencers, but that's fading fast. Sinaan? Okay, that's fading fast. Nagsasawa na raw ang mga tao sa influencers. Now, in social media, it's all about community. Okay? It's all, kasi even before, during traditional media, merong artista, di ba, na nagpo-promote ng washing machine. Eh alam mo namang hindi naman talaga naglalaba. Pero akala mo may alam. So people cannot be fooled. So ngayon, yung mga sinasabi nating influencers, people are also waking up to the fact that they not necessarily know what they're talking about. So, community na po ngayon, no? At least that's the debate ongoing now. Community, build community. And here is my challenge. Sinabi ko na po ito sa isang meeting namin ng ESSC. Ano? The church is one big community. Right? Right? We are a sleeping giant. If only we can, work together. According to statistics, the Catholic Church is the biggest charity institution in the whole wide world. Kaya po credible ang simbahan. It's because of our charity work. Okay? We are into so many educational institutions. We have so many students and alumni. Diba? We are also running hospitals and social centers, NGOs. And yet, like for example, one story, lahat po ng Ateneo, I don't know your political persuasion, lahat ng mga Ateneos, nag-Leni. No? Survey kami noon, nag-Leni. Di ba? Except Ateneo de Davao. Mga teacher pa. History teacher pa ang anti-Leni, pro Duterte. I don't care about your political persuasions. Pero what are we doing with this network, this very big network, when it comes to influencing? We already have this network. We only have to awaken this giant. Okay? So, I'm sorry, Bishop Maralit, but it falls on your shoulder. You are our pastor. You are our leader. And thank you for doing what you're already doing. No? Kami po, halimbawa, we are tapping CEAP, the Catholic Education Association of the Philippines. They promoted our show, Ignacio, and we are very thankful to them. We are a big network. Yung CMMA, na sinimula ng Archdiocese of Manila, you cannot imagine po how these secular Catholic secular stations like ABS-CBN, because I worked for a long time sa ABS-CBN, nagkukundamahog sila na manalo sa CMMA. Why? Because it's the most reputable award. Nandito ba si Father Jojo Buenafe of CMMA? For them, for the secular TV and radio stations, CMMA awards are the most reputable awards. No? We are influential if we only recognize that. Okay? Sayang. So there, community. We have to build community. And if you think about it, we are saved by community. In the Old Testament, Kunwari naman, meron akong theological input para maniwala kayong pare ako. In the Old Testament, what did God do? Call Israel. That's a community. In the New Testament, Jesus Christ also called the new community, church, the 12 apostles. We will be saved through our communities. And finally, have you heard this word, eventizing? Eventizing. This is a recent learning point for us, ano? Eventizing. Why? Okay?
El lugar tiempo. Dejen de promover estas ideas radicales.
Ideas liberales.
Ang pinaglalaban natin dito ay ang pagkakapantay-pantay. Ekwalidad para sa lahat ng tubong Pilipinas.
20 minutes na.
Para los
Tama yan.
Filipinos. La Iglesia les hemos enseñado a obedecer.
Les enseñan a los indios a creer que son más de aquello para lo que han nacido.
Usapin ito ng kung sinong Espanyol at kung sinong hindi.
Ito ba ang justisya ng Espanya?
Hindi ba tayong lahat ay nakararanas ng pagmamalupit ng mga fraile?
Mga fraile, na kung makaasta akala mo sila nagmamayari ng islas at tayong mga alipin lamang nila.
Panahon ng mawisikan ng liberalismo ang mga fraile, hindi ba?
Nagbabago ng isip namin.
Sasama ba kayo?
Anong binabalak mo, Pepe?
Viva la revolución!
Wala na atrasan to. Huwag kayong mga ba? Maraming sasali sa amin.
Huli nating alagaan ang liwanag ng kanyang kabutihan. Yan natin iaalay ang ating buhay, Pepe. In a way, maging lead siya ang ating pagkamatay. Para sa lumayo.
Sino po nakapanood ng Gumburza? Thank you! I love you. So it's, sa mga hindi pa nakapanood, anong klaseng Pilipino kayo? Joke lang. Sa hindi pa nakapanood, it's available on Netflix for the next 5 years. Anyway, ang lesson po dito sa amin, yung eventizing. Okay? People were telling us, hindi na uso ang sine ngayon. Lugi na nga, di ba? Nagsasara ng mga sinehan. And yet, because of the Metro Manila Film Fest, people catered to our show. Kaya kinailangan namin ipasok talaga sa Metro Manila Film Fest. And we were very fortunate na nakapasok sa 10. Okay? So in terms of gross sales, ticket sales, pangatlo po yung Gumburza. The first one was, thank you. The first one was yung, ano nga ba yung kay, talaga kayo, mahilig kayo sa mga love story. Rewind. Alam nyo ba na yan ay spin-off lamang ng isang siniraan. Number 1 is Rewind. Number 2 is Malyari. Number 3 is Gumburza. Okay? So we were surprised, no? So anyway, and it's winning awards. In fact, just last week, the Film Academy of the Philippines asked us to submit requirements so that we can be considered for Oscars. Yes. So, but more than this, of course, dear friends, dear brothers and sisters in the Lord, more than this, ako po ang iniiyakan ko, we're not after the money. Hindi naman tayo mga mukhang pero, di ba? We're not after the money. Sabi nga ng isang eswitang pare, give God the glory, give us the money. Hindi tayo ganyan. But anyway, what was more important for me is that we triggered discussions about nationalism for 3 months because of the success of this film, Gomburza. It's the most ambitious project we've done so far, 60 million pesos. Ang gastos po namin dito, suntok sa buwan kung kikita, kung makakapasok sa Metro Manila Film Fest, but it did, okay? What is important, as I said, is to engage the world out there. And this was, of course, we were coming out of the dark years of the dictatorship of Duterte. No? So people really want to rediscover, do we still love our country? No? So ginawa po namin ito para sa 500 years of Catholicism in the Philippines. And we were blessed, okay, with the harvest. So, lugi na raw ang mga sinihan, pero, and you can try this out, make film viewing an event. Make your media show an event. Yung Metro Manila Film Fest po is not a film fest at all. It is an event for Filipinos at Christmas time. Okay? It is an event for families, for mga barkada na nagre-reunion, na nagkikita-kita, mga balikbayan. So it's an event. They don't watch movies for the sake of watching movies, but they watch movies because they want to be together and they want to experience that togetherness. So it's an event. So yan po ay natutunan namin, no? So why am I pointing this out, my dear friends? Because ang dami pong possibilities pala. Nagsasara ng pinto, nagbubukas ng bintana. Okay? So, ang Diyos. So, we just need to be creative. Look at the situation and be creative with it. So, events. Sa simbahan, again, ang dami nating events. Sanay na sanay tayo sa events, katulad nito. No? Pero, the sacraments, all the sacraments that gather people are all events. Baptism, okay? The Holy Eucharist every Sunday is an event. It gathers people. Sanay po tayo sa events. We need to tap that, okay, to survive. So I'll just go fast with the lessons and strategies which I already hinted at, okay? So number 1, okay, monetization. It's important to look at your monetization infrastructure dahil maraming nalulugi nga. Okay? But because social media is cheap, you don't have to worry as much. Pero sa amin po, no, you look at first your assets. What are your assets? Are you able to digitalize your assets? For example, kami po, yung 2 assets namin sa GESCOM, music. And then videos. We have so many TV shows through the years. We were able to repackage them, repurpose them, and upload them on digital platforms. So look at your assets. Okay? And then, I would like to share with you, okay, meron pong mga aggregators. Alam yan ng mga experts natin dito. We first experimented with Believe Digital from Europe, and now we're with Fuga. Okay? Ano po ang ginagawa nila? Sila po ang nagbebenta ng mga produkto natin all over the world. So, let me show you, with Believe, we were already earning 5,000 euros per month for our media presence in YouTube and other social media platforms. You earn 3 ways. Yung donation button, di ba? Number 2, your royalties, if you have a lot of assets, okay, that can be digitalized. So merong royalties and merong ads. Sa Facebook, ads. So we just have to learn all of this, mga kapatid. And many of our priests during the pandemic learned about this. So there is a way to monetize and therefore fund our shows. Number 2, learning personnel. Okay? You have to build up your personnel. I'm sorry sa mga digital migrants po katulad sa atin. Okay? Let the young people take over. Just guide them, but let them do all the heavy stuff. The young people. Hindi po natin maintindihan yung mga algorithms, etc. It's too late for us. AI na ang nangyayari ngayon. So there's a lot of catching up to do. Give the floor, the stage to the young people. And we did that. Okay? I've hired so many young people sa Jesuit Communications in charge. We have a social media team. Every unit, marami po kaming units sa JESCOM, merong TV unit, merong radio, etc. Each unit has a social media marketer. Okay? So personnel is very important. Number 3, networks, partnerships, communities, tribe. You start with them. Okay? Yung pamilya mo ang magkikater sa'yo. So meron ka ng mga likes. Di ba? Magsisimula yan kay mami. Sunod kay daddy. Sa mga pinsan ninyo, pa-like, hanggang dumami. Again, I said, we are a sleeping giant. If we can only tap our communities, we can start there and project a strong social media presence. Okay? So it's important to work together. Number 4, okay, aim for multimedia platform presence. Okay? Wag lang sa terrestrial media, radio or TV, wag lang sa print. Okay? Angle your content para sa YouTube, Facebook, and so on and so forth. Ito po yung maganda sa digital media. You can tap as many media platforms as you want. Okay? But remember, okay, everything should be grounded, should be founded on your institutional values. Meron po kaming Jesuita dati, ano? Jesuita pa rin siya. Pero, he was actually one of the pioneers sa amin, ano, na nag-engage sa social media. Pero ang ginagawa niya, mga patawa. No? Sumasayaw-sayaw siya. Okay? Medyo hindi yata yan para sa iyo, Father. No? Katatawanan, yes. Katatawanan. Pero is that the kind of content, media content, that you want to produce? Meron namang hangganan siguro. No? Yung ating pwedeng gawin sa digital media. No? Hindi pwedeng bahala na ang lahat, basta ka lang makaipon ng likes. Hindi pwede yun. Meron tayong core values. And for JESCOM, I always remind our team, we are a Catholic institution, we are a Jesuit institution, we are a Filipino institution. These are our core values. So kahit gustong-gusto mong may panahon noon na ang kisig-kisig ko pa, sabi sa akin, Father, magpakita ka ng konting balikat. Pwede na yan. Baka umani yan ng ilang likes pa. No? Hindi ko po ginawa. Okay? So, yun po. No? And then finally, I'd end with this. Okay? What I shared, yung kanina ay institutionally. What are the lessons we have learned for the institution? Ito naman, concentrating on your product, on your media shows. Ano yung mga natutunan namin? Which I would like to share with you. I wrote this up. If you want a copy, okay, I can send to the organizers. Okay. Number one is innovate or perish. In this digital age, you have to innovate. Kahit daw po ang mga restaurant. Do you know this? In business. Kahit ang mga restaurant, after 3 years, luma na. Okay? Kaya ang ginagawa nila, nagpapalit ng pangalan ng restaurant at nagpapalit ng menu. Pero same owners. Kasi naluluma. So we have to be innovative or creative. Otherwise, we will be relegated to the doldrums. No? At marami pong ganyan. We have to innovate. Embrace it as... so tingnan po natin yung ating mga media shows. Are we creative? Are we innovative? Are we interesting? Okay? That's a challenge for us. Okay? So, kami po, for example, at JESCOM, we were always pushing ourselves. Yung Ignacio de Loyola po was my first attempt at filmmaking. Na-heart attack po ako doon. I had angioplasty, nabaran ang puso ko ng 5 stents. And it was because of course, through the years, but the work was just so strenuous for me. Okay? Naghahanap ako ng 50 million pesos at the time when we produced that show. But it's all worth it. But we would always push ourselves. Okay? Yung presidential debate, for example, we tried a new platform. Imbes na debate, magkakarap, ang ginawa po namin, sina Lenny, ang ginawa namin, roundtable discussion. And the late Floy Quintos pointed out, this is a new, friendlier, more substantial discussion is made kung hindi nagdidebate, kundi nag-uusap, nagdi-discuss. So innovate, try out things, explore, experiment. Mabilis po tayong maluma sa media. Even ang mga artista, di ba sabi nun ni Martin Nievera, nagsubok siyang pumunta ng US kasi dito raw sa Pilipinas, diba, mabilis silang maluma ang mga celebrities. That's the reality. Okay? So, innovate or perish. Number 2, this is the number 1 rule. Again, ang dami kong number 1 rule. Sa communications, if you're a communications major, you are taught this. The number 1 rule is, who is your audience? Know your audience. Okay. Hindi po pwede yung chamba-chamba lang. No? So, for example, iba ang audience ng Facebook, 40 to 40 years old ang nasa Facebook. Ang mga kabataan ngayon, wala na sa Facebook, nasa Instagram. Okay? Nasa Instagram, mga katulad ko na mahilig sa politika, sa social issues, nasa X or Twitter. Okay? So, who is your audience? Okay? Kailangan po, we know our audience. Hindi pwedeng very general tayo, nakatulad ng sermon ni Father, hindi lumalanding. No? Hindi alam kung sino ang audience. No? Ang hirap po mag-sermon. Isipin mo, general population niya, may magulang. Kaya ang hirap sa mga paring mag-preach. Halo-halo ang audience pag Sunday Mass. But we know this. Who is your audience? Okay? Pang AM ka ba o pang FM? Ako po, pang AM ako, hindi ako pang FM. Nalaman ko yun. No? So who is your audience? Pang prime time ka ba o pang midnight shift ka? No? May kaibahan yun, ha? Pag midnight shift, kung hindi ka masyadong kagwapuhan, kagandahan, sa midnight shift ka ilalagay. Kawawa ka naman. midnight shift po ako sa Radio Veritas. Nandito ba si Father Roy? And, wait. Pangatlo, Go West. May 5 minutes na lang po ako. Go West. Ito po, this is Jescom's slogan, Go West, which means go mainstream media. From the get-go, we want to reach out to the unpreached, to the unchurched. We didn't want to just preach to the choir. We want to reach out in the spirit of Pope Benedict's new evangelization. Okay? So, pero sa akin po, it's very rewarding. Go West. Go mainstream media. Okay? Bishop Barron, if you watch him, lagi niya pong sinasabi, ang mahalaga is for the Catholic Church to evangelize culture. And then, ito, very rapidly, content is still king. Sabi ko nga, ito po, have you ever thought of this? What is the difference between innovation and novelty? What is the difference between innovation and novelty? And in the church, we should be interested in innovation, not novelty. Novelty is sumasayaw-sayaw si Father, mapansin lang. Di ba? Pero innovation is gumburza. It would require a lot, but the impact is long-term and deep. Okay? Magpakit-cute ka ngayon, di ba? Bukas makalawa, ikakahiya mo na ang sarili mo. Di ba? So, content is still king. What is your message? Story is key. People love stories. So, story is key. Your main driver is narration, story. Okay? And make it emotional. Mahilig pong maging emotional ang mga tao. Feeling sentimental. So, can you feel the love tonight? Put a lot of love. Number 7, interact. Okay? The genius of social media is interactive. So, interact. Kami po, we have to answer feedback and questions sa aming mga pages. So, you have to interact. Otherwise, kung hindi mo pinapansin yung audience mo, hindi ka na rin nila papansinin. Okay? And lastly, finally, again, just like the core values, we in the church have limitations, ethics. Kaya kami po sa GESCOM, we give social media protocols, etiquettes, ethics. We train people because there's a limit to what we can do in media. Okay? We are still about the truth. Amen? So we cannot do fake news. So whatever your product is, you have to be truthful. Sabi ko nga, ay, pupunta ako dyan sa conference sa Batangas kasi yung advertisement nila, come, malapit ito sa beach. Pagdating ko dito kanina, 2-hour ride pa lang beach. Joke lang ha, pero this is our limitation. We have to still preach the truth. It's a challenge, but we are built for this challenge. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Father Nono. Palakpakan po natin siya. Isa mo na pong amen para kay Father Nono. Ayan. Now may we call on Reverend Father Ilde Di Maano to give the token of appreciation. Father, wag ka munang tatakbo, Father. Dito ka muna. Father Nono. May we call on stage Father Nono and Father Ilde. Tanggapin niyo po, Father Nono, ang aming pasasalamat. Palakpakan po natin ulit si Father Nono. Thank you, Father Nono, for sharing your insights on thriving in transition, strategies for traditional media in the digital age. So as we